And we're starting today's conversation with gratitude. And if you know me, Yani, I'm all about that. Just being grateful. It's not easy, but that is what we're talking about. And even the different ways that you get to show gratitude to people around you, people you love, people you don't even know, but you go out there to just do that. And having this conversation with us is Rosemary. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. It's Christmas already.
It is.
So fast, yeah.
So first, the year just flew by.
I know.
And maybe before we even get into the conversations, maybe Rosemary, you could introduce yourself to us. Let us know what it is that you do so that we can tie it in with this conversation.
Oh, great. Thank you. And thank you for having me. I'm
Very
Rosemary Maina. I normally say I wake up every morning looking forward to inspire people to make choices that will transform their lives. I do that through training, coaching, speaking, counseling, and writing.
Giving the
Yes.
seeds that you are planting.
Exactly. So I wake up every day to plant something that is going to inspire somebody,
Yes.
hoping that inspiration will make them make choices that will make their life much better.
Yeah.
So that's what I look to do every morning. I have a brand called Enlightened You. So I wake up to enlighten people.
Okay.
It's a leadership and coaching, consulting and training firm. So that's what I do. I have a background in nursing, psychology, and leadership.
Wow.
So I'm also an author. I have one book to my name, and I'm a
Yes.
certified life coach.
I love it.
Yes.
Yani. But you see, it's in the giving that you also receive.
Very
so
true,
when
very
you
true.
wake up and your intention is to just give,
Yeah.
then you will always be in abundance.
Very true.
We're talking about gratitude
Yeah.
today, and the last 2 years have been really, really tough.
Yeah.
We've lost a lot of things, from people to jobs to children to relationships. And sometimes it's a bit difficult to see
Yeah.
the good and to be grateful when you're feeling beaten down.
Yes.
And I don't know how, it's one of those things, it's very difficult to do.
Yeah.
So when we talk about gratitude, what exactly does it mean?
Okay. When we talk about gratitude, first of all, I think we interchange quite a number of words. So we use gratitude, we use appreciation, we use
Yes.
being
Grateful,
thankful, we use
thanks,
grateful.
yes.
Yes, English can be a lot. So we kind of mix those words a lot. But when we talk about gratitude, it's actually just a feeling. It's an emotional kind of thing. It's a feeling you get because you are thankful, or you acknowledge you have received something, you acknowledge something good has happened to you. So it's a feeling that you get. You know that feeling you wake up in the morning and there's just something inside you. You may not put a finger on it, but there's that feeling. So gratitude is more of a feeling. So actually you can be grateful without expressing it. So you can actually be gratitude, like most of us, you probably are grateful you have parents, you talk about them
Yes.
once in a while, but you've never faced them and told them, thank you for bringing me up. So you can have that gratitude. It's a feeling you have. You walk around and you know it, but you've never really expressed it. So the feeling is the gratitude. When you express it and show the qualities that you appreciate in that person, that's where appreciation comes in. Then thankfulness can be as simple as thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think what we need is most likely not harboring the gratitude, not or expressing it probably on social media on Mother's Day and Father's Day and Christmas and
Yes.
people's birthdays,
Yes.
but to express it in terms of an appreciation, that I can look at you and tell you, Mwikali, thank you for giving me breakfast today. It was lovely. That's appreciation. So that way you are expressing your gratitude. So gratitude is more of a feeling. It's more of an emotional thing that we have when you're thankful about something. But you can actually be grateful without expressing it. But when you express it, then it becomes appreciation, or it becomes being thankful. Appreciation is a bit deeper because it goes ahead to give the qualities. What exactly do you appreciate that person or that item for?
Yes.
And there's always a difference between if I come here and after you host me, I say, thank you. And if I look at you and say, thank you for having me, yes. So going to that extra mile of saying thank you for this and this and that is what makes it appreciation. And it works not just for you, but also for the other person. And that's what makes it far much better.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I've never really looked at it like that, that one is much more than the other. So yes, it feels like, oh my God, because even by the time I get to telling you exactly why I am thankful for you, I'm grateful for the things that you have done, then it comes with a bit of weight.
Very true. And we actually normally say one of the greatest human needs is appreciation.
Okay.
People love being appreciated. There's just something about appreciation. Not appreciation of you are a good person. Tell the person, why are they good? What makes you think I am good? because those are the things that people live for.
Yes.
People wake up knowing that I'm a good parent because my daughter says I remember to go visit her in school. My friend says I support her when she's in need, or my sister says I'm the one who looks out for them. So people live for those small things that we tell them that we are grateful for. So I think most of the things we need to look out for and be very intentional about it. When you're telling somebody thank you, or when you're feeling good about somebody or something, go out of your way and be very specific. Yes, it's Father's Day, it's Mother's Day, it's you want to appreciate your spouse or your friend, but just be a bit thoughtful. Ask yourself, what exactly do I appreciate this person for? Because that is what people carry in their mind. That's what people remember. That's what gives people something to wake up in the morning, even on their worst days.
Yes.
So we normally say gratitude serves you because it's a feeling inside you. When you have gratitude, of course, when you wake up in a good mood, you have less anxiety, you feel less stressful, you work much better, you are nice to people. So gratitude works for you because it gives you the energy to carry through your day. But appreciation works for the other person. It gives them something to live for.
Absolutely.
So you also add to their gratitude, which again works for them.
So you create sort of like a
ripple
effect.
effect. Exactly.
I'm spreading good vibes, and the good vibes are just going round, because
Very
you never
true.
know where you're going to take that gratitude as well.
Exactly.
But let's talk about when things are not working.
I know.
And we are told to look for the good in that.
Everything.
And you try. You meditate. To
And
try
hope.
and hope.
Yeah.
But all you're seeing is just gloom. How do you look at things? How do you create a practice of seeing good even when things are not even close to being good?
To being good. I think one culture we lack is what I would call journaling gratitude. So
Okay.
that, you see, if you just think of gratitude when you're on a low, it is a very wrong time
Yes.
to be looking for something good. But if you constantly ruminate or get to think through good things constantly, like in a month, you get to ask yourself, what good has happened this month?
Okay.
You could document it if you're the people who love documenting. Journaling is always a big way, because when you're on a low, you don't think. You wish you could just read them somewhere and remember, or have a friend who could remind you. That might work better. So if you don't have a friend to remind you, if you had not journaled it, or you've not been running it through your mind, it becomes very difficult. So one of the things people need to learn is to journal gratitude, to be intentional about identifying the small things that happen in your life. And the mistake that we make sometimes is to think of many things, because you want to count cars, buildings, I don't know what. You want to count the big things. Forget about the big things. Think depth.
Yes.
I normally say, think about the people around in your life. Your friends, your relatives, your siblings, if you have any, your children, if you have any. And then ask yourself, and even God, if you are a believer, and ask yourself, what have I received from them? It could be as simple as when I get home, my daughter or my son smiles at me. It could be as simple as my mother prays for me. It is something to be grateful for. So it is thinking about the depth, not about the quantity of the things I should be grateful about. So think about the relationships, all the relationships around you, and ask yourself, what have I received? Because grateful is about appreciating what you have received from other people. So what have I received from all the people and the environment around me, from my work, from my colleagues, anything and anybody around you? What have you received? Then you can be able to pick something out of there. Then after that, ask yourself, because sometimes you don't want even to think what you have received. Then you could also look at it from the flip side of things and ask yourself, what have I avoided? For example, if you are in a car accident and you lost your leg, you could ask yourself, what have I avoided?
Okay.
At least I avoided losing my whole life.
Okay.
So that's the other side of things. So that's the way you look at it, again, in terms of it could have been worse, but at least I have this. So in thinking of it from that angle now helps you to see it could have actually been worse. So I still have something that I could actually be grateful for. I was actually watching a clip yesterday of a man who's lost both his legs. He lost them when he was 6 years. He's now an adult working in some nice garage. So actually that clip wasn't about him not having legs. It was the team appreciating that he was teaching them a new style, because they were in the workshop where they put the tires at the topmost shelf. And they have a stairs where he just goes up the stairs pretty fast. He's able to throw the tires from the top, and then when the tire goes down, it doesn't rubble and mess up things around. There's a way that tire hits down and it kind of just stops. So he's become like the guy who has to teach people, how do you just do that? Like us, we are very tall. Yes, we take it, we pull it, and then they hit everywhere.
Yes.
But this guy without his legs, he can just go up very fast. There's a way he picks the tire, throws the tire down, and the tire does not trouble off. The tire just kind of rests.
Wow.
So for him, the story is not about I don't have legs,
No.
I didn't have what. The story was I looked at, first of all, he was saying, I'm grateful that I actually am alive.
Yes.
I am grateful that I got to live. And I'm grateful that I got a job because I have had a lot of interest in mechanics, and that was exactly what I do. And the fastest, they moves very fast with the wheelchair and can do almost everything. And others actually looking up to him on the techniques that he's learned. So it is about the half glass kind of mentality, where you decide, are you going to look at it from the half empty or half full? So is that a point you want to shift from the half glass mentality and move to the half full mentality in terms of what did I avoid?
Yes.
So when things are very think those two angles. Of all the relationships and the things I have around me, what have I received? Think the smallest of things.
Yeah.
And if I can't see even that much, then what have I avoided? Then from there you can be able to pick what you have, your half glass that is full,
Yes.
and then work with that. Because what gratitude is supposed to do for you is to give you a reason to keep going, to give you a reason to fight another day, because you have the positive energy.
Because if you look at it as empty, then you feel demoralized.
Exactly.
But then if you look at it on the other side, but then again, you will not be able to appreciate this beautiful instances that do not look very beautiful to other people. When people are crying and you're telling them, why are you crying? See me, I'm alive. Yes, I don't have legs, but siniko. So people might not be able to see that. But if you have the habit of journaling and being able to see and appreciate the good, even when not so many, like uliamka tu kaenda job ukarudi home, but you are able to appreciate that there was no traffic, that you are able to get a parking.
Yeah, exactly.
It feels so good when you drive into town and do parking.
Exactly. And nobody swerved before you.
So if we're not able to look at those things and be grateful for that even when big things happen or when we are in a crisis, then we will not be able to see it.
And actually, we normally say you can tell if somebody has a culture of gratitude based on just how the conversations go. You can tell people who struggle to say something simple as thank you, people who struggle to say thank you for something, or people even when you tell them thank you, they're like, no, it's nothing, because they have not picked the culture of gratitude. And they feel like saying thanks is such a too much.
Yes.
So it also starts with your conversations with yourself and the people around you. Do you appreciate the smallest of things? Can I serve you a cup of coffee and you say thank you? Or do you assume, when I visit somebody, they should serve me anyway?
Oh, yeah.
Because we also have that entitlement, and that's what takes away the gratitude in us. Because I'm assuming if you're my friend, you should have come to see me. If I did a job, you should have paid me. So we lack that culture of gratitude. So it's also something people need to learn so that we drop the entitlement. Like I drove into this building, somebody should have given me parking. So I don't get to tell the guard thank you for the slot or thank you for guiding me there. So we take a lot for granted, and we are so entitled that we don't see the small things and take gratitude out of them. And when you have that culture, then when things go bad, we only see the bad things. And then we lose on the gratitude side of things. So that culture of noting the small things is actually very helpful. And it's bigger than just having a happy day. It's more even of a psychological well-being. There was a research that was done in a group of people who were having counseling sessions. They were divided into 3 groups. One group was told, when you go home, be journaling all the positive thoughts that you have. Then the second group was told, be journaling the negative thoughts that you have. Then the third group was not told to do anything. But they still come for counseling the normal way, and then you go home. Then after between 4 and 12 weeks, they started kind of checking the progress that they're making. And they realized there was a tremendous improvement on the group that had been journaling the positive thoughts, while the other 2 were almost still stuck and needing to still keep coming back and coming back and coming back. But what they realized eventually is it was not so much about saying positive things. It is because the positive things were helping to overshadow the negativity. It was helping to reduce the negative energy. And obviously, the moment you reduce negative energy, it reduces your anxiety, and anxiety is a big deal. If you have any psychological issue, anxiety comes in a lot.
Yes.
When you're anxious, you're almost stuck. You barely get to make good movement. So that positive energy helps a lot to take away the negative energy, and then once the negative energy is gone, your stress levels go down, your anxieties go down, you are able to focus because now you can wake up and come to work and your head is clear, you can focus. So eventually you are able to lead even a more better life because you're not distracted by the smallest of things. You can swerve. Me, when I'm driving on the road, I'll look at you, I'll wave, thank you, I'm not in a hurry, move. We'll keep moving. Yes. And I'll have a good day. The other side of it would be me getting mad, shouting at you, get out of the car. Exactly. Waste more time, carry all the negative energy and keep going. The choice is yours. And eventually, by the end of the day, both will affect you in one way or the other. So gratitude is bigger than just having a happy day. It is, if you make it a culture, it has a lot of good things in terms of your mental strength. And of course, you have better mental strength. You also much better in terms of being more resilient, being able to deal with difficult situations, and all that counts. So it's a culture that you build. That's why you can have two people in two different, kind of similar situations. But the reactions, how they handle the situation, how they come out of it, totally different. Yes, it has a lot to do with that feeling and being aware of it.
Rosemary, I think this was a beautiful conversation to start the day today.
Thank you.
And our time is up.
I know. That was fast.
So I think I'd like to add that when we do this as parents, then our children are seeing. And it's a beautiful place for the children to start learning the art of gratitude.
Very true.
You know, to be able to say thank you, not to feel like if the house manager memletea kitu ako like, bana, they learn to say thank you at that very young age. So it's up to you and me to choose gratitude every single day. Rosemary, how can people get in touch with you?
Oh yes, you can check me all social media platforms. I'm Rosemary Maina wherever you go. So you can LinkedIn, FB, IG. You can catch me as Rosemary Maina. My website www.enlightenedyou.net.
Asante sana kwa kuja.
Asante sana pia. Thank you.
We want to pay our bills right now, but we will be right back, so don't go too far. Thank you so much.